Matterhorn, one of the most difficult mountains to conquer, has been the cause and witness to many deaths. It was not until the 19th century that men decided to set foot on the unconquered Alps, which stretches across more than 4,000 meters high, over 13,000 feet. Various titles were used to tell tales about the unswayed peak, the mountain of mountains, pyramid of the Alps, and it was a dream to all the mountaineers across the world to conquer this height. Did you know? The Matterhorn was such a difficult mountain to conquest that it's one of the last mountains in the Alps to be ascended. But the conquering fear was not just injected because of technical difficulties, but mostly because of the experiences and death of previous mountaineers who tried to conquer. And these experiences mostly had bad endings. In this video, you'll witness the top 10 fatal disasters faced by the mountaineer while climbing Matterhorn. Number 1. 57 years ago was the first climb to the famous summit. The ascent took place on July 14, 1865, but the joys didn't last long. The climb took place from the Swiss side of the mountain, and it was a race between two teams, British and Italy. The British Wimper, together with 3 mountain guide and Englishmen, succeeded in reaching the summit. The glorious victory was marred when, during the descent, 4 of the 7 climbers in the summit party fell to their deaths. The remaining 3, including Wimper, likely would have fallen as well if the rope linking the men had not broken. After the death of Lord Francis Douglas, who was part of the first ascent, the Queen wanted to issue a ban on climbing the mountain as she didn't want any more English noblemen' blood to be wasted on Matterhorn. But the ban was not implemented, but a request fueled more British alpinists and mountaineers across the globe to annex the mountain. But after the first ascent, there was not a single year in which someone has not died in Matterhorn. More than 500 people have died while climbing or descending this mountain, and since then it's been considered as one of the deadliest mountains in the world. Number 2. In 2018, 2 bodies of men were discovered, less than 500 meters from the summit by rescue workers. In this case, their identities were not revealed by the sources, but the rescue workers confirmed that when 2 men began their climb, the temperature fell dramatically and they were caught in storms, being the cause of the fall. And when they were found, they were buried in snow. It's very difficult to find the right path on the horn-like ridge. The lower part is like a labyrinth. As soon as you stray from the correct route, you immediately find yourself in loose rock, which can then be dangerous, says Stefan Nessler, a 3rd-generation guide to Matterhorn. Number 3. This victim was a 65-year-old Russian on the 15th of April 2018. He fell from the height of 3,800 meters from the glacier. Even though he escaped the fall with several injured, he passed away a few days later. Number 4. On the 14th of April 2018, a 67-year-old Japanese man was found on the Hornlegrat at 4,100 meters by the rescuers. The fall was not the reason for his death. By the time the rescuers came for the rescue, the cold weather caught him, leading to his death. Number 5. Right after this incident, on the 18th of April 2018, 2 Austrians faced similar fate. They fell from 1,200 meters to their death. Number 6. 2 Poles were reported missing by their family members on the 20th of February. The 2, who were aged 40 and 43 years old. Their bodies were found by Air Zermatt boat rescue team later, which was found lying in the Frug Glacier. Number 7. On the 15th of July 2019, a tragic accident occurred. 3 Koreans who wanted to explore the Hornlegrat. Before their ascent, they got themselves into bad weather at 3,900 meters. After spending the night on the ridge, they tried to find a better protected spot the following day. While coming down from there, one fell down the east face. Number 8. 1954, French skier Henri Lemasne went missing on the Matterhorn. French skier lost his life in these Alps, but his body was found 60 years after his death through the help of social media. His remains and ski equipment were the things that intrigued for the further investigation of the owner. Number 9. 1970, 2 Japanese climbers went missing, but the remains of the owner was found 45 years later in 2015 after conducting a DNA test. The report says that they were caught in a snowstorm while heading to climb the north of Matterhorn. Number 10. In 1979, a British climber went missing. His remains were found after 34 years in 2014, another case which unveiled after years. This missing person's name was revealed as Jonathan Conville. He disappeared in the mountain 34 years ago. His body gradually traveled down the glacier all these years, and when it finally reached the bottom was when his remains were found. There are still many more missing cases out there and a number of deaths continuing while climbing that mountain. So should Matterhorn close? This question rose again after an anonymous guide told Swiss newspaper Takis Anzagar that the mountain was too unstable and therefore too dangerous to climb. A geologist and the head of natural hazard of Swiss canton of Valais also confirmed the mountain is unstable. She quoted, "The Matterhorn is not a piece of granite, it's a piece of shells, and it's not stable." So, no one guarantees the safety of climbing this deadliest mountain. So one should be thinking about climbing this mountain while carrying the risk up their sleeve. So comment down what you think about this video and do like and share and subscribe.